Hello friends, welcome once again to your weekly Angel Oracle card reading. I am Daniel of Angel Cards, and we will be going through this week, as we've been doing recently, with first our numerology forecast, then our angel number to set the tone for the week, and then we'll get into our 3-card angel card reading. So to begin our week, we see for the numerology reading, number 3. The card we're looking at interprets number 3 as creativity. And the inscription for this card reads, "Through playful, creative expression, I make my dreams come true." So once again, that is, through playful, creative expression, I make my dreams come true. Now, traditionally, the number 3 has to, when you're describing a person, the characteristics are someone who is able to mediate, a natural mediator, who can bring two sides together. It's all about harmony. And through that, that's all expression. It's very much being creative. You have to come up with creative ways to solve these problems, to mediate these problems. So I think it's no accident that they're using, in this particular case here, creativity to kind of sum up the number. And so, you know, this is the vibration that they're leading us into for this week, and we'll see how the rest of the reading kind of feeds into that. But it's, again, and this has come up several times in recent readings, we're being called back to creativity. And I feel, personally, and through the information that I've been getting, it's that creativity, that's the same part of your brain that operates your intuition and your psychic abilities and things of that nature. I hate that terminology because they're neither abilities or psychic. They're all our birthright. They're all part of our makeup already. It's just a matter of unlocking them. So for those of us who are stuck in the hemisphere of the brain that's, you know, that A-type personality and its organization and charts and calendars and time frames and deadlines, we have a lot of difficulty expressing creativity. So there's been a huge call back to creativity recently, and this again is a reminder, and I'm assuming, and we'll see as we get further into the reading, that it's going to be relevant for what's going on for this week. So let us move forward and see what else they have. So moving into our angel number now, which again was taken from the 3 cards I drew for the week that I haven't read yet. I have them sitting here next to me. I just got the numbers from them. So we see 318. And 318 for the angel numbers is, you've prayed for help about finances, and the Ascendant Masters have heard and answered these prayers. All that is needed from you is an optimistic mindset as you follow the intuitive guidance that heaven is sending you. I'm sorry, I'm pausing here. They're kind of bringing stuff in. I'm trying to talk from my own mindset. But much like the creativity, this again is a callback. This is again part of messages that have been coming through. And oftentimes you'll get those repetitious messages simply because they're trying to get us to understand, or they're trying to get us to act, or trying to get us to listen, because sometimes we're resistant. We always know what we're supposed to do, but it's much harder to actually do it. So we're seeing here in this case again, you know, manifestation is right there at our fingertips, but it's about us following that path, putting out that effort, and more than anything else, having that positive outlook, the accepting, the believing it's real before it is in fact real, and that's the hardest part of this. So, I mean, these are good words to live by. Again, I'll read it. You've prayed for help about finances, and the Ascendant Masters have heard and answered these prayers. All that is needed from you is an optimistic mindset as you follow the intuitive guidance that heaven is sending you. So, I mean, in a nutshell, it's stay positive, put out there what you need, and then forget about it. Don't define it. Don't have a definition or an image in your mind of what these opportunities or how this money's going to come to you, what it's going to look like. And then from there, just follow your intuition. If you randomly buy a paper one day and you don't normally read the paper, and then there's a specific ad or article or something that jumps out and catches your eye, understand that these are signs, these are synchronicities that are being sent to you, and you have to trust your gut, trust your intuition moving through these things to find these opportunities that are being presented to you. Alright, so now we're getting into the gist of the reading here. And our first card we see from the Doreen Virtue and Radleigh Valentine's Angel Tarot deck. This is my go-to deck for people who have been watching for a long time. This is as close to traditional tarot with being safe and gentle messages as channeled and kind of reworded by the angels. So we start the week off with Three of Earth. Now already we're seeing finances. This is to do with material things, money, earthly things, which is what our angel number was leading into. So that's no coincidence. And here we see creativity once again. So this card reads, the power of creativity, recognition for your high quality work, be a team player. So in this card, we're seeing, again, that repetition. We have the money, we have the creativity. So whether it be in your professional life, in your personal life, or in a relationship, this week's going to be holding that creative kind of vibe to it. You may take a different approach to something. Some of you may be up against some issues where you have deadlines coming up and things coming up, and they're really urging you to quiet your mind. Now this is coming through. This isn't the card now. I'm getting this information here. They're urging you to quiet your mind. Find a quiet place where you can quiet your mind. And this goes back to that, again, that repetitious message about meditate, meditate, meditate. They're asking you to quiet your mind and listen to your intuitive self to express that creativity in order to get through these times, get through these situations, finish the projects, get to your deadlines, come up with new business ideas, new ventures maybe. It's, again, just what I'm getting here. New ways to create abundance, new ways to create opportunities for yourself. We live in a day and age where everybody's their own boss. Everyone's starting their own small business. I know, my wife has pretty pendants, which she makes right downstairs in what used to be my kind of man space den thing. It's now her little factory, and she does it all herself. And it's something she started, and she works hard at it, and it expresses her creativity as an artist. And she makes a little bit of money at it, but all these things, it's that kind of coming together of where we are in this world and this economy and everything that we're seeing on a daily basis that wants to bring us down. It's about staying upbeat. It's about getting in there and using your creative. Use the talents that you have or the desires, even if it's not a talent. If you decide tomorrow you want to be a painter and you just start painting, if it's your passion that brings you joy, you're going to end up being a good painter, and you may be able to sell your paintings or get projects. I'm going to come and paint murals of giraffes on your kids' walls. There's things. Be creative and figure out ways to generate that abundance, to find new opportunities. And, and with the economy and the way the world's going today, we're going to be almost forced into finding our own means, our own ways, coming up with uniquely you, I'll use that terminology, uniquely you processes, endeavors, businesses, ideas that is unique to you that you can do to express and find this abundance through your own creative expression. So that's what they gave me, and then it cut off, so that's what we're going to go with. And now we're going to move into our next card. Now typically these readings have gone first half of the week, second half of the week, and the weekend. Recently, really, since right before the new year, they've been basically giving me information as a flowing thing. So we're just going to go through without any time frames anymore. We're just going to do these where these are the three cards to kind of give you a feel for maybe what's happening in your week. And because everyone's time frame is different. And who am I to label the time of when this stuff should be happening? Because your truth and your reality and your experience will be different than everyone else's. So I do not want to assume to set these time frames. And this is something that they gave me in the channeling when I do these channelings for my own learning. So that's where we're at now. So those of you used to the beginning of the week, middle of the week, and weekend, you are certainly welcome to continue to use that timing if it is appropriate for you. But in general, we are just doing these readings now as these three cards kind of an overall feel for the week, and the timing will be dictated by your own personal experience. So moving on to our next card, we see Ace of Earth. So this card is one of the, it's not really one of the court cards, because Ace in this case is considered to be one, so it's the beginning of each of the minor arcana suits. But I still look at this card, whenever this card comes up, as almost like it was like a court card, one of the higher ups, like Ace in traditional cards. is usually like the best of the cards. I often look at aces like that. In my experience, aces tend to be very positive and have a very good meaning. They come up for you. It's usually an important thing. It's usually a major thing. I just got a ding on that. Thank you, angels. So we see Ace of Earth. Again, we're still in that money, materialistic type of a vibe here. And we see the inflow of abundance, a promising business venture, important documents or contracts. So again, now I'm reading these cards live as I'm doing the recording, and then I'm putting the digital cards kind of all in place. I do all this in iMovie, but we're literally reading these cards for the first time as I'm reading on this recording. So this is where I get amazed, because now we're still with that abundance, and now I just babbled on and on about creating your own endeavors, creating your own abundance, and now we see Ace of Earth. Inflow of abundance, a promising business venture, important documents or contracts. So I don't want to get long-winded with this one, because I kind of got long-winded with the last one. So this is just a reiteration about what I said before. So now more than ever, I'm feeling strongly that this creativity that we're going to be trying to express this week is very much so going to start something of your own. It's going to be either your own little side business, or it's going to advance you in what you're already doing to a new level, to a new phase, to a different division, a different aspect of what you do professionally now or personally. But I definitely feel it's your job. It's kind of what brings money, your income, your household income. So they're recognizing that in the prior card about high quality work and being a team player. So now we're seeing inflow of abundance, promising business venture. So your creativity, as you're implementing it into your workplace, is going to start rewarding you on a larger scale, or maybe a quicker basis than you've been used to. But again, it's being that team player, and sometimes that's a double-edged sword. You sometimes have to compromise, agree to things that maybe you don't fully agree with as part of a give and take process. So always keep that in the back of your mind too. All the manifestation, all the stuff, it's all the good of the energy and of the world and the universe. But there's give and take that has to be had too. There are compromises, and sometimes things don't go exactly the way that you define them to be. They're in their perfect divine order, but they're not within the definition of how you thought it should go or how it would have gone. And that's where we have to be mindful of our ego in those situations and just accept how things are unfolding. And a give and take is a huge part of that process. So now to finish out our reading, we are now seeing Eight of Water. Now the water suit deals with emotions and how they're affecting us in our existence, things of that nature. And now we're seeing a desire to move on, the search for something more meaningful, spiritual and emotional growth. So this creativity surge that we're going to be going through this week is going to start moving stuff within us, as it should, as we align to this new truth, as we align to this new possibility that we are bringing forth into our existence. Naturally, it's going to, cause us to evolve, and that evolution is going to cause us to seek out more favorable circumstances. So do not be surprised if, as you're doing these things and as this stuff's happening for you and you're expressing your creativity and you're seeing the manifestation of abundance because of it, and whether it's a little bit of abundance or if it's major abundance, everyone's experience is different. But whatever it is, it's in divine order, and we must be grateful for it and accept it. That is going to drive you. That is going to move you to want more of that, to change your situation on a more permanent basis. Maybe, if the opportunity allows, to stop the normal job you work and do your new thing full time. Start it as your own business, or move to a different location in order to be more practical for the work you're doing. There's going to be that desire to move on, to make a change, to shift, because you are shifting. You, as you're coming into alignment with your new reality of the possibilities, that you are in fact an aspect of the Creator and therefore can create yourself, that's going to cause you to shift, to evolve, to ascend to a little bit higher level in frequency than you already exist. And that's going to make you hungry. It's going to make you hungry for this experience to move forward. It's like a whole new day. So understand and accept that But again, there's always that part of me that wants to say to you, but do it responsibly. There is an order that things have to happen in, and if you try to make it happen faster than it should, there'll be setbacks in order to keep things in perfect alignment. Now, the issue with setbacks is that setbacks cause you to be upset or cause you frustration, and a lot of times as we get knocked back in that vibration, we then want to give up or say never mind. So because you are evolving as a being, all of us are all the time, and because this energy that's coming to the planet right now is all about reconstruction and rebuilding yourself and your reality, once you accept that and once you start to do that and achieve that, it's going to start coming faster and faster, and you're going to want it more and more, and you want it to come faster and faster. And I would just say to you to go for it, but do so in a responsible manner. And that's me, Dan, the human being, saying that. Because the last thing I'd ever want is get an email from somebody, you told me to quit my job and now I'm getting thrown out of my house. That's the last thing I could ever deal with. So I'm just saying, live your journey and do what your instinct's telling you to do, but do it responsibly and then take the responsibility, because every action has a consequence. Some consequences are good consequences, advancement, financial betterment, things like that. Other consequences are setbacks. But it's all part of our journey, and we must accept every phase that we go through. So once again, that's going to wrap up our reading for the week. I hope and pray that this has reached somebody out there and has meant something to you. As usual, I will say you're always welcome to reach out to me through Facebook, via YouTube, email at daniel@advancedangelcards.com. You can check the website out, advancedangelcards.com, or theangeliccollective.com, which talks a little bit more about my channeling process in the collective. And just as an update, for those who are interested or those who follow along, I have been working with the collective on a project that I've been kicking around, and they feel it's time to get started. So this is my unofficial official announcement that in 2 weeks we shall begin work on a channeled text. It'll be channeled lessons from the collective consciousness about us and how we can connect, and the importance of connecting to our inner selves, our higher selves, and then our universal selves, how we exist as part of the collective. It's something I've been thinking about and been wanting for a while, and the angels and the collective have finally felt the timing was right, not only for me, but for a text of this sort. And there are several texts like this out there, because it's all the message, all from the same beings. It's just different vocabulary. And as somebody who represents like the working class everyday guy, I guess they felt it was finally an appropriate time to get this message out there, because sometimes, men are a little less likely to get involved in spiritual stuff. And so this is going to be a channel text from the Angelic Collective, which I refer to them, but the collective consciousness, the Christ consciousness, if you will. And it's going to be teachings about the importance of getting in touch with your inner self, like I said, your higher self, and your universal self. A follow-up to that, which they've told me I can do once this work's done, because this is important work, and it's not that the other book is not important work, but the other book is more of the fun book, and this book is more about helping people learn how they can connect to themselves and their own guides. The follow-up book will be Spirituality for the Everyday Working Man, or something of that sort. Working title, I'll say. And they've also allowed that once this work is done. So I'm very excited about it, and we should see how it goes. In 2 weeks, we'll start the channelings, and everything has to be transcribed. Nothing will be edited. It'll all be pure as it comes through. And I'm very excited to see what they have for us and where this goes from here. Now, of course, I've had no experience with, I have no contacts as far as publishing goes or anything else, but I'll let the universe deliver that to me as it comes. So thank you all once again for listening, and I will see you next week.